Hey everybody, I'm Brian Boyle here and welcome to episode 164 of The Mesh Tongue. That's right, 164 episodes in. I am Brian Boyle. I'm a physical therapist and a long-time runner. For those of you that are new and just checking this out, I appreciate you being here. If you have questions, please send them to me, Brian, B-R-I-A-N at company5k, that's the number 5k.com. I'll be happy to get back to you with anything that comes up, whether it's a question about something for you, a family member, if you just got questions in general about running injuries, by all means send them my way. I'm always happy if I need to make a personalized video just for you, I'll do that. If we need to make one that is added there for the rest of the world to see because it's something I feel is that valuable and that important, I'll definitely do so. So today I want to talk to you about the fall. And the fall, why we want to do that is because I know a lot of you have these races that are coming up shortly. Sometimes we've got quite a few fall marathons, these September, October marathons coming up here in Utah. What will happen here very, very shortly, parts of the Northeast in Pennsylvania, New York, up into New England, it's the 21st of August. There were plenty of times where all of a sudden I was wearing long sleeve shirts and long pants on my morning runs, very, very shortly. So with that in mind, you're going to want to prep for the race conditions. Now, we have it very easy in Utah because what we can do is we can head to the mountains. It's very cool in the morning, so if you've got a fall marathon and you're expecting cooler weather, what I would do is try and get to those conditions. If it's within reason, a couple-hour drive to get to that where you can start training. If you're normally training, in a very hot time of the day, and because that's the only time you got is lunchtime, but you know that your race is going to be morning, it's going to be cooler, start trying to change that and train in the cooler time of the day. Now, not everybody's going to have super cold marathons, but I'm telling you, if you're in those parts of the country, I can remember Steamtown Marathon, October 7th, it was 32 degrees at the start. I had been training at, probably 50s, 60s, in Pennsylvania, New York. There's temperatures that were pretty decent. 32 at the start was a shock. I had not trained in anything to that point. That cold, body went into shock, didn't race as well as I'd wanted to, was really tight in the early stages of that race, kind of warmed up as we went on, but can tell you that I would have been much happier had I trained for 32 degrees at the start, if I would have been able to get up to the mountains or whatever, if you can do that. Now, what if you can't? Well, then unfortunately, we were all at the mercy of the weather. Some people are going to be better prepared for that. You're going to need to be prepared to bring stuff that you can throw away. Start off kind of staying warm. Don't bring your best new running gear. Don't bring your best new hat and gloves and all that other stuff. But you got to do what you got to do. If that's all you have, just be prepared to toss it. You don't necessarily want to be tucking that into your shorts or kind of holding it or wrapping it around you if you don't necessarily need to. If it's just that you're going to be out and running, you're not necessarily looking to have a PR, maybe you do that. But if you're looking to PR this thing, you make sure that you get rid of the stuff. You don't want any excess on you. Again, any sort of resistance or any sort of just uncomfortableness is going to pull you out of that. When you start getting tired towards the end, you're going to start fidgeting with that. You don't want to have any of that stuff. You want to have a clear mind so that you can run at your best, run your fastest. So with the fall marathons, with the fall half marathons, any of these races coming up, try and train for the conditions that you're going to be in. I know a lot of the pros will travel, halfway around the world to find the proper conditions. They'll go wherever. They'll say, oh, this is the same latitude, the same longitude, it's the same climate, whatever. Not all of us have that luxury. So just be prepared. Try and minimize as many different variables as possible. Add that into your routine. And hey, best of luck to you. And the reason why I'm doing this now is, again, you probably got 6-8 weeks, that's it. I mean, you're closing in on this stuff. So if you can change that stuff now, if you can get used to it, acclimate yourself to it now. You don't want to be changing things a week before your race or 2 weeks before the race. So definitely get it in now, especially if you've got a mid-September or late September or early October race that you're really prepping for. There's a lot of other races in some of the parts of the South and such that'll be later on into November. But even those, you can have those cold spells come through. So kind of look at the history in the past. A lot of times the race sites will have what the conditions were. They'll say, hey, it was 82 degrees or 64 degrees or 32 degrees on the race results. A lot of those timing companies will put that out there. So hope this helps. If you find benefit in it, please share this with your friends, your family, training partners. Whatever you do, don't go hurting yourself to come back. That's a wrap. Episode 164 of The Mesh Tongue. Brian Boyle here. Please, again, any questions, comments, Brian, BRIAN at company5k.com. That's the number 5k.com. I'll see you again next time. See ya.